It was a mixed bag week for the Towson University Tigers men's basketball team. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome, fans, to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with head coach Pat Skerry. And coached the Tigers on Thursday last week, traveled up to Philadelphia to take on the Dragons of Drexel. And I don't know what it is about your teams in Super Bowl parades, but it seems like every time Towson's got a game in Philly or Boston, there's a Super Bowl parade going on.
It presents some challenges. That one's going in the book. We went over real early for shoot-around. Drexel was nice enough to let us in there so that we would beat the traffic. So it didn't take that long. We went back roads a little bit longer. And then going to the game, we left earlier than we normally would. We're not going to throw anybody under the bus, literally, but there was a quick wrong turn executed, and we were stuck in traffic for a while. And then our operations assistant director of operations, Oliver Brown, suggested that we walk. So we actually pulled our stuff off the bus and walked 1.0 miles to the DAC through the end of the parade, and a lot of Eagle fan. It's going in the book. We got there, usually get there like about 90 minutes before the game. We got there like 60, 55 minutes right before the game. So it was a little bit of a scramble. But the bus showed up 15 minutes before the game. So it shows you if we stayed on the bus, wouldn't have been good. So it's going in the book. I'm not sure what chapter, but it's definitely going to be in there.
Well, and a few years ago, the Tigers played against Northeastern, and right outside the hotel where we were staying was the Patriots Super Bowl parade.
Snow up to about here, yeah.
Which Coach Skerry didn't mind that day because, it was the Patriots. But anyway, the Drexel game, you guys had one of the greatest comebacks in Towson history. You were down 18. You were able to overcome that and win the ball game. Kind of reminded me of the Oregon State game in your second year when you were down 19 out there and were able to come back and win that ball game.
Yeah, it's funny. We actually, one of the things we did yesterday after good practice, was showing some game, not clips, but more segments from last week, where we were maybe down 15, cut it to 6, or cut it to 6, and went back to 15, and why those things happened. And then even with Drexel, one of the things we showed them with Drexel was not just being down 18, because that went to 12, but from the 9-minute mark to 4 minutes, it stayed at 12. It was like 3:38 left, we were down 12, and that's when we got it, we got it going. So hopefully we've learned a little bit that we've processed a little bit more about, can you make 2 good plays in a row versus 3 poor plays in a row, and not letting those things snowball against you.
Unfortunately, it did not carry over to Saturday against Northeastern. It was the annual Autism Awareness Day and a good crowd at CQ Arena in a game that I know is very important to you, and you guys got down again, and I know I'm thinking, and I'm sure you and your staff and your players are thinking, can we do it again? But Northeastern's a little bit better than Drexel, and you were not able to overcome.
Yeah, and they are better, although Drexel just beat them, so it's like they beat them a week ago, and, it's every game is like that. I think I thought at Drexel we had some good efforts on the backboards and stuff. We just didn't make some plays for a while. Northeastern felt like we were running in sand the whole time, and they're good. The point guard Pusik is having a Player of the Year type season, and they obviously shot. They really did a good job of making some big shots late in the clock. I thought we pressed offensively, and that really hurt our defense, if that makes sense. When we missed some easy shots, or we took some guarded shots close, not so much close to the paint, then it affected our defense. And then with that said, we showed that yesterday. We got it down to 6 twice in the second half. The last one with like 6 minutes to go, and missed a play at the rim, 50-50 play, and then like in a blink, it was about 2 minutes after that, we're down 15, using our last timeout, our second last timeout. So those are like the kind of the alarming trends, or sometimes those trends have been good, I guess, but those have been the trends that, we've got to try to quickly bottle up so they don't bunch out in different directions.
Is it my imagination, or is this like the streakiest team you've had in a long time?
Yeah, it's definitely not imagination, because we've had teams that, maybe wouldn't, like Oregon State, that wasn't necessarily a streaky team. That had a great ability to grind it out. I think this time of year, one of the things I'm looking at is when, the ball's not going in the basket for you, or defense is a team thing. So if a guy's struggling to guard, who are the guys that are, patching that up? If we had if we were building a house of popsicle sticks, who's the glue holding that together? Who's the Davis, the T.J. Parker, the Burwell, the Damas? We've had some pretty good guys like that who maybe statistically weren't all the best player, but they did a pretty good job of holding some other things together. I think this group, while they like each other, and they certainly want to win, and the good thing is it's a connected group, is how do we hold that stuff together when things don't go well? And we haven't been able to consistently do that.
Well, the Tigers have 2 more weeks left in conference play and then the conference tournament. So, Coach, you've got time to figure out who can be that glue.
Yeah, we do. If any Elmer is out there, let's come forward.
So the Tigers this week, 2 games at home against Delaware and against James Madison. Tune in later on this week on TowsonTigers.com as Coach Skerry and I will talk about both of those opponents. So for head coach Pat Skerry, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. And as always, go Tigers.